It's official that I'm getting closer and closer to my 80,000 kill milestone with the Maddox. Just recently, one of you guys had requested that I make a video on how to help people improve, and I promise you that you will walk away from this video more informed and you will genuinely walk away a better player, at least when it comes to your Maddox shot. There is nothing more frustrating than watching people go off with this particular weapon, and when it's in your hands, it's almost like you're playing a completely different game. It's almost as if you're playing without aim assist. Truly, I say, it didn't take me 5 or even 10,000 kills to get good with this particular weapon. In fact, it took me probably 15 if not 20,000 kills to get good with the Maddox. Anyone out there who says that the Maddox is easy to use, I would have to say that they're probably have gotten to a point where they don't really remember what it was like to be within the first 10 or 15,000 kills. That, or I just might be a very slow learner, which is genuinely a possibility. So I just want to acknowledge the fact that I know exactly how you feel to be able to watch people who seemingly effortlessly know what to do and how to use the Maddox. And I promise you once again that I will give you the information and the tools and all the secrets that I have learned over the past 80,000 kills that I have gotten with this particular weapon, and you will walk away a better player. I want to be clear and mention that it's not necessarily difficult to use as much as it is just awkward to get used to. There's a big difference, and so I know that I'm kind of phrasing this from the beginning as difficult to use, but that's not necessarily the case. But it's important to understand what makes the Maddox so awkward, at least again, just to get used to. Let's understand what makes this so awkward and difficult to get used to, and that actually lies within the attachments. Now you should know by now the meta, the standard for the Maddox is double quick draw, elo, stock, but what really creates an awkward initial period is the double quick draw elo. Now that aside, let's talk about every gun in the game for the most part. Every time you aim down sight, or you zoom in, or you aim in with your weapon, you're basically perching forward, if you will, or you're zooming in ever so slightly, and that's with literally every weapon. However, whenever you introduce double quick draw elo and the Maddox and you combine those things, you're no longer perching forward, so to speak. You're no longer getting that zoom effect as you guys are seeing now. But with the double quick draw elo, whenever you aim down sight or whenever you aim in, you're getting this wide view where there's no perching forward whatsoever. There's no zooming in of any kind. You have this wide view that is actually very beneficial. Did make a video not too terribly long ago in which I discussed the benefits of spamming the aim button on the Maddox. There are so many benefits to the double quick draw elo system that I think that a lot of new players tend to overlook. With this in mind, I understand that it's so challenging to try and get used to the double quick draw elo system. So what a lot of new players tend to do, correct me if I'm wrong, you have done this yourself, no doubt in my mind, I know because I was there myself. What I wanted to do if I wanted the double quick draw goodness is I would, let's say, run double quick draw and reflex, or another optic if you will, or even iron sights. Or if I wanted the elo, I would just run a single quick draw so that way I could perch forward or I could zoom in. But honestly and genuinely I say, double quick draw elo is the meta. You really want to spend the time getting used to that. It is well worth your time. It may seem counterintuitive as a new player. You think, well, it's so awkward to get used to. Why get used to it when I could just run double quick draw and reflex? But honestly, I promise you, double quick draw elo combined is going to yield you the absolute best results and is well worth your time and effort, I promise. So now that we have discussed what new players tend to do to avoid the awkwardness of the Maddox, now that we have discussed why it's so awkward in the first place, now we can actually begin our journey in improving our Maddox shot. So there's some critical information that you absolutely must know as we go into showing you how to control the recoil. Number 1. The Maddox is a 5-shot kill most of the time. Yes, it does turn into a 6-shot kill at those longer ranges, but generally speaking, about 70% of the engagements that you get into, at least in which the Maddox is going to function the best, of course, is going to be a 5-shot kill. Number 2, it does not matter where you shoot them. You can shoot them in the toe if you want to, and it's still going to yield you a 5-shot kill. This, of course, means that you could shoot them all 5 times in the head, and it's still going to be a 5-shot kill. So why is that important? Well, it's important because what it means is that you can be really sloppy and still walk away with a perfect 5-shot kill. It does not matter where you hit them so long as you hit your shots. And this, of course, is great news because what that means is all you have to focus in on is hitting your shots. It does not matter where they fall. Next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the recoil pattern. I'm not going to try to control it. We're just going to see it for what it is, and then we're going to really dissect the most important thing that you need to know. So as we go ahead and get closer here, I want you to try and envision this right here, these bullets, as just a straight up and down line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try to envision the first 10 bullets as a straight up and down line, obviously, because you don't need to necessarily really control the horizontal recoil, right? The side to side recoil. All you need to focus in on is holding down that right thumbstick. So again, if you can try to envision, if you will, the fact that those first 10 bullets is a straight line, you are going to be miles ahead of the competition. And this is something that I do with every single kill that I get with the Maddox. I am envisioning just a straight line that just, travels up, just goes up vertically. And I'm not concerned at all whatsoever with controlling the side to side or the horizontal recoil. So again, I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. And again, this is the first 10 bullets. And why is that so relevant? Well, it's relevant because remember, getting back to my point, it only takes 5 shots to get a kill. So that means you literally speaking have an extra 5 bullets of leeway, so you can make mistakes, which is awesome. And again, it doesn't matter where you hit them. You can hit them in the toes, you can hit all 5 in the head if you want to, although you really don't want to do that. It does not matter. So it only takes 5 bullets and you have an extra 5 bullets of leeway, and basically everybody's going to miss shots. Very rarely are you going to walk away with a perfect 5-shot kill. Most of the time, it's going to take you 7, if not 8, if not 9 bullets. But again, you don't even have to really worry about the horizontal, all that crazy stuff where it goes really crazy like that. Now we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to actually begin controlling the recoil pattern. But remember, it's really important to envision this. Just a straight up and down line in every part of the recoil. Yes, the first 10 bullets are really all you need, but in every part of the recoil pattern, just a straight line. That's it, that travels up. Don't worry about the horizontal recoil. The horizontal recoil will give you tons of anxiety, even though the horizontal recoil is not bad and can be used to your advantage as you become a more advanced Maddox user. So basically, all you need to do to control the recoil pattern is hold down on your right thumbstick, so to speak. If you're using mouse and keyboard, you just hold down for about a half second to a full second, and then you let it go. A lot of people tend to think that you continue to hold it down throughout the entire 40 bullets. By then, they will be dead many, many times. But that's not the case. You don't want to hold it down throughout the entire duration. Otherwise, it will begin to travel down. And there's nothing wrong with that because, again, remember, it doesn't matter where you hit them so long as you hit them. So I suppose if you want to do that, you could. But from an advanced player's perspective, you just hold down on that thumbstick for about half a second to a full second. And I'll go ahead and show you guys now, and I'll talk you through it. I'll say, holding down and letting go, and I'll go ahead and walk you through that right now. So ready? Holding down, letting go. Every single one of these bullets, and I mean every single one, is well within the hitbox of your opponent. So again, holding down the right thumbstick for about half a second to a full second, and then letting it go, and it's that simple. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that for you again. Holding down, letting go. Every single one of these bullets well within your hitbox. And I'll go ahead and show you for demonstration purposes, just show you what it looks like when you continue to hold it down beyond that half second to full second. Holding down, holding down. And again, that was just a very gradual holding down. I wasn't pushing or holding down like more aggressively towards the end there. As you can see, all the bullets travel down, but guess what? Everything is still well within the hitbox. So does it matter? Well, that's ultimately your decision to make. In the long run, it's better to get used to just that half second to full second of holding down rather than through the entire thing. So how do you actually go about controlling the recoil pattern when they're, let's say, on a head glitch or they're in a window, which is also a head glitch? That is when this gets really tricky and absolutely takes so much time. It's ridiculous. For me, I can do it and I'm proud of that. I've spent a lot of time. I'm not bragging, but what I can tell you is that it does take a lot of practice. I would literally go into custom games if I were you, and I would literally pretend as if somebody were on this head glitch right here. And this is, not far away by any stretch of the imagination. It gets harder the further away you are to control. But I would, pretend someone is on this head glitch and just, as you can see, that is very solid. That person, would have been dead. And again, the hitbox, literally, maybe the bullet over here wouldn't have hit, but just about everything else would have hit. So just go into a custom game, and this is something that you really want to practice because there are going to be times in which people are going to be, let's say, on this very head glitch or any head glitch, and you want to have, I made a mistake there, but that's okay. You want to have that practice down, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're not even going to be perfect with the ICR without any recoil whatsoever. You're still going to miss shots. Am I right or am I wrong? And it doesn't matter, how much of a pro player you think you are. You're absolutely going to make mistakes from time to time. It's okay to miss shots. In fact, if you don't miss shots, that's actually quite questionable. You're probably hacking, and you know this for a fact. So it's okay to miss shots, not from time to time, but, pretty much frequently. Literally, every gunfight you're going to get into, you're going to miss at least one bullet, and you really should be, because that's just part of our imperfection. It's totally fine. Unfortunately, I am out of time, but to recap, essentially, it's just difficult to get used to. It's not actually difficult to use. There's a huge difference. Try to remember the recoil pattern as just a straight line. Don't worry about the horizontal recoil. Those longer ranges, it actually can come in handy, so that's beneficial. In addition, the Maddox is only a 5-shot kill at most of the gunfights that you're going to get into. At least that's the way it should be. And at those long-range gunfights, it will turn into a 6-shot kill. But even then, that's really not something that you have to worry about because the fire rate is so high. Try to position yourself more as a sub player if you have to, but at the end of the day, the most important thing that I can recommend to you is try to envision just a straight line that travels up, and that's it. I want to thank you so much for trusting me with your time. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit the like button. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. Certainly not everybody will. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if this really helped you out. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.